Today, Bob and Bill were saying a speech to all the people below this train here. About stuff. And they didn't know behind them was Siren Head, the guy that is going to eat them. Yeah, and then Siren Head got close this off. Siren Head started attacking Bob and Bill. They ran. Well, Siren Head, he ate them. And then there was still some alive, but not for long. Siren had devoured and crushed all of them. And then he stood right there, even though he did stuff that was unbearable. Bob, he didn't survive. He ran too quick, he tripped. Bill, he's still running. Yeah. Oh, and Bob's back. And Bill's back too. Bob and Bill built a house. Whoops. Bob and Bill built a dangerous house. They lived in it. They lived in it. Bob lived in it. Bob and Bill lived in their brand new house. When out of nowhere, Siren Head came flying 200 miles per hour and barely missed the building. Now and then he flew away. But the next day, a different Siren Head appeared. But this one seemed more hungry, more angry, and way less friendly. And he attacked the base, ripping off the roof, trapping Bob inside since they glued the other ones to the floor. Because Bob is stupid and Bill is quite stupid. Bill tried to escape, but he got blocked. And now Bill's stuck. So Bill's quickly climbing over while he's not watching, doing flips. Well, Bob gets stepped on and crushed. And then it gets punched to death, which also knocks Bill off the train. So Bill goes back to where the first crime happened, while Bob is now sadly suffering fatal injuries. And Bill did get hurt on the way. He is now lying and living on top of this train cart, which was moving until he fell off it. So we went to another one that actually moved. And he was moving along to his house on the cart until he realized almost nothing happened. So everything was fine. And even in Bob's injured state, he managed to climb off the train and onto the first part of it. And then he got this special syringe that brings you back to it. He was on fire. He woke up on fire. So I quickly went and grabbed the fire extinguisher and completely extinguished himself. Even though the fire wouldn't stop, he kept spraying himself while he was on fire. Because he was slowly dying until he turned burnt, and then he sprayed himself more and more. Gave himself the life syringe again, but once again he had to spray himself down so he didn't die. The ground was shaking. Things were exploding. Things were flying everywhere. Yeah. So Bob, once he got up, he left. He left the area completely. And then he realized that Bob survived. And they talked for ages. Until a giant shark arrived on land somehow. And it got Bill. And got him in the mouth. Well, Bob had to save him, but he quickly slided out the trap until he got stabbed through the tooth. The shark was trying to kill him. It went over to Bob, bit Bob. Its jaw broke, its teeth got stuck. Bob was barely alive, but he grabbed Bill and he ran. And then until he realized Bill was alive too. Shark slapped to get loose. And he got loose. Like he wished. And found a bunch of innocent bystanders. Which one of them thought it was a fake and decided to get into his mouth. And then, out of nowhere, he got crushed. His whole leg got ripped off. His leg decapitated. He has one leg. The shark monster got him in his mouth again. And the shark was innocent until it wasn't. Another dummy thought it was okay to go in. And whoop-de-doo, they're dead. So the shark flew up in the air and tail swept the other guy. Then this guy was pulling away, didn't realize that he pulled into his mouth and got slammed on because he broke his jaw. He was trying to fix his jaw. He fixed his jaw, and then he died the last of us. And Bob and that are now safe over here. So they got in their brand new car. They got in it. So Bob and Bill got in their brand new cars, strapped themselves down, and decided they wanted to go to a different part of town. One where there wasn't a giant siren monster. So they started speeding down the road of Bob and Bill until they crashed into another black car. And then, out of nowhere, this siren had spawned. They were scared and terrified. They had to rip their legs off just to get out of it. The seatbelt. Bill sadly didn't make it. The siren head got it. Well, Bob was crawling away because he only had one leg. And Siren Head ended up killing himself on the car. He got stuck in it and suffocated. And then his body started exploding. Yep. Bob was the only one that survived that day. The next day, they met this weird siren head with like giant finger claws and it ragged them. Tried to poke him. It poked Bob in the groin. Not before basically killing itself. It kind of killed itself on the ground. So, while that was happening, Bob and Bill decided to leave. And they did front flips over the siren head. And then left. And then they decided they were gonna go on a bus. This really big, bad idea bus. That was completely full. Which meant that Bob and Bill had to hold on to the roof. And then the bus drove off. The bus drove off. Without realizing that Bob and Bill weren't even strapped down. And they both got hung to death in the bus. And then, yeah, they were fine. So Bob decided enough was enough. And he decided that he was going to make this brand new high-tech suit, this robot suit, so he could barely ever get hurt, hoping that he'd never get hurt again. Bob put this suit on. And it worked. Until the things holding it in place popped and basically went across the suit. The suit was now fully covered, leaving him completely trapped inside of it. Leaving him completely trapped inside of his suit. Well, Bill had no way to get him out of it. So he did the only thing he could think of. Get a giant sniper rifle and shoot Bob with it. only to find out Bob died during the process. So Bill had to go find a new Bob. While that was happening, Bob found Bill. Yeah, so the Bob found the Bill. Somehow. And this guy, he decided he was gonna make one. But he decided that he was gonna make his properly. So he made the helmet. Then he made the body. Then he made the legs. And then he could move. Perfectly fine. Until nothing happened. He added these springs to his suit, which only really made it harder for him to move. And would constantly launch him backwards, because he couldn't walk anywhere. So Bill just gave up on Bob. Yep, I don't know why he gave up. And then also, out of nowhere, a giant thing came from the sky and completely crushed Bob and Bill. But they ended up being alive. And then this thing came here and got them and just had them in its mouth. Absolutely crushed. They turned into skeletons. And Bob and Bill were never seen again. That is the end of this story. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this Siren Head video. Anyways, bye guys, see you in another video.